In this module we covered a great deal of concepts and strategies, so if this is new to you, you have all possible reasons to feel a bit blown to the floor. That's perfectly normal. Chances are, however, that you will become more familiar with the concepts if you spend some time to play around and experiment with the things I've shown. Let's take a quick recap on the takeaways from this module. First, we talked about graph traversal. We first defined what a graph and a tree actually is, and then we went on to depth first search, or DFS, where the latest discovered nodes are explored before the previously discovered nodes. We took a closer look at two flavors of DFS, namely pre- and post-order traversals. Pre-order traversals are very useful for serializing data hierarchies and printing them with or without nice indentation, while post-order traversals are useful for executing hierarchies that represent some sort of action plan. We also covered breadth first search, or BFS, which can be used to handle the nodes that are closest to some origin node before diving deeper into the graph. Then we talked about brute force and greedy algorithms. We talked about that brute force just blindly generates each and every solution candidate, and saw that this can end up being a whole lot of candidates, so many that the computation time explodes. Greedy algorithms are a bit more structured in their search for a solution. They always build on the solution candidate that looks most promising at the moment, even though this may result in a solution that is locally optimal, but not globally, as we discussed. For some problems, a greedy strategy will always end up with the best possible solution, but for other kinds of problems it won't. Divide and conquer was next. The main idea of divide and conquer is to divide large and complex problems into smaller problems which are easier to solve. These can be divided into even smaller problems, and so on. We continue dividing until sufficiently simple problems are obtained. These are solved, and we then combine all the sub-solutions iteratively into larger and larger solutions until we reach a solution for the original problem. Dynamic programming shared some of the same characteristics, but here we exploit the existence of overlapping subproblems. The solutions to these subproblems can be cached, thereby avoiding solving the same subproblems over and over and over again. We saw two strategies: a top-down strategy building the cache as the recursion progressed, and building the solution on the way back up from the recursion, and a bottom-up strategy where we first constructed the cache for iteratively larger and larger subproblems, and then were able to get the final solution value from the bottom right cell in the cache table. The problem solution that actually caused the given solution value could be found by tracing backwards from the bottom right cell. The last strategy we covered was branch and bound. This strategy is constituted by two sub-strategies. First, a strategy for iteratively fixing each value to be set, and from each such fixing, generating all possible assignments for the next value. This was called branching. Second, a strategy for bounding each branch. The purpose of the bound is to be able to quickly reject a given branch and thereby avoid exploring all the potentially many solution candidates that the branch may cover. For each algorithm, I solve the exact same problem as we have solved together in the videos. You can use these implementations as inspiration and playground. I highly recommend, though, that you try to implement the algorithms yourself in order to get more comfortable with them. It's never really sufficient to learn these kind of things at a purely academic level. You can try to solve the same problems as we have done in this module, and you can try to expand the problems to see what happens. Once you get the general algorithm strategies under your skin, you may be able to build algorithms to solve other problems than the ones I covered here. And that's where you will begin to become a real problem-solving ninja that can almost do magic.